Hello friends, and welcome back to the IT world of Sri Vasisht Vidyalaya. Today in this second session of chapter number 5, Green Skills Part 1, we are going to learn about what is ecosystem, the components of ecosystem, certain types of ecosystems and the factors causing imbalance in the ecosystem or the environment. Let us start. Now to start with, what is ecosystem? First of all, let us see the definition. It is a functional unit consisting of all living organisms, that is plants, animals and microbes in a given area, and the non-living physical and chemical factors of their environment linked together through nutrient cycling and energy flow. So children, let us understand this concept. What is an ecosystem? Now it is a system consisting of or comprising of all the living and non-living factors, including us and around us, in which we are living. May it be land, may it be water, may it be soil, may it be air, anything, right? So the cycle, natural cycles which are going on, is known as an ecosystem. The next is organisms live within a relatively narrow sphere over the earth's surface. It is less than 20 kilometers thick, extending about 8 kilometers above the sea level and 10 kilometers below it. This thin film of land, water and soil over the earth's surface is called biosphere. Now children, let us understand what is this, what does this mean? Now 20 kilometers thick means the surface of the earth is on an average over the whole around the globe is 20 kilometers thick. It is 8 kilometers above the sea level. Now above the sea level means the 8 kilometers above the surface of the sea level, and 10 kilometers below it means on an average below the seabed 10 kilometers below it. So again, there is a definition saying that this thin film of land means the layer of land, water and soil over the earth's surface is called biosphere. So combinedly, land, water and soil, they are known as biosphere. The next point, an ecosystem is a dynamic and complex whole interacting as an ecological unit. They may be of different sizes. Different ecosystems are often separated by geographical barriers like deserts, mountains or oceans, or are isolated otherwise like lakes or rivers. See children, as I said earlier, the ecosystem or the surface of the earth is not the same everywhere. Somewhere you will find desert, somewhere you will find lakes, somewhere you will find rivers. So different places have different types of ecosystem. Now in this next slide, we'll see the components of the ecosystem. Basically there are two components: biotic, that is living environment, and abiotic or non-living environment. Now this living environment comprises of three types: producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers are those which produce food. Consumers are those which consume those food or depend on basically on producers. And decomposers, we can give an example of say insects or earthworms, which decompose the soil to produce food, and this all is being produced with the help of by the process of photosynthesis, which you already know. Now abiotic or non-living environment, it consists of inorganic, organic and climatic factors. Inorganic means which is not natural, right? Nowadays you might be finding some organic vegetables outside, right? So inorganic is like without the artificial fertilizers. Such kind of food is known as inorganic. Organic means natural through, you can say, biomass or biogas. And climatic factors, these are like rain, flood, earthquake. These all are abiotic or non-living environment. So moving on to the next topic, that is the types of ecosystem. Now children, an ecosystem basically can be either a natural or artificial. Again, the natural ecosystem can be divided into two, that is aquatic and terrestrial. Aquatic ecosystem lies under water, that is whatever plants, animals, living, non-living are there inside the water are known as aquatic ecosystem combinedly, and those above the on the land are known as terrestrial ecosystems. All these types of ecosystems are self-sufficient interacting systems. Interacting means we go inside the water, many people eat seafood, many people require energy from the plants, so we are interdependent on each other. They are interacting with each other in the biosphere, and these have similar fundamental plans in their structure and function. Now moving on to the chart of types of ecosystem. As I said, basically there are two types of ecosystem, natural and artificial. This natural ecosystem is again divided into two, that is terrestrial and aquatic. Now aquatic ecosystem again comprises of two subtypes, that is lentic and lotic. Now what do you mean by lentic and lotic? As it is written over here, lentic means stagnant water of lakes or pond, and lotic means flowing water of river, stream or ocean. Let us see what is lentic and lotic. Now as you can see, the aquatic ecosystem of lentic, see children, lake, it is being surrounded by earth or surface of the earth or land from all the sides, a bog, a pond, a swamp or a marsh. These all areas, the water of these type of ecosystems, that is lentic, it is generally not flowing, it is stagnant at one place, so it is known as lentic. Lotic. Now lotic means running water. Running water, say we can say rivers, streams, creeks. As you can see, these all kinds of water are running waters. They do not stay at one place, or rather they are not stable at one place, right? So moving on to the next topic, the factors causing the imbalance in the environment. The first factor which is causing the imbalance in the environment, the most and the important one, is us humans, and we cause it either in direct way or indirect way. Now let us see what is the direct impact. The direct impacts are pre-planned and man is aware of the consequences. Such changes include land use changes, construction and excavations. See, nowadays we are using the land for building new constructions, for living, and we are excavating the earth more and more in order to gain more and more minerals. We are cutting down trees, so we are deforesting, because of which there is an imbalance in the rain, in the atmospheric pressure, in the temperature, right? The agricultural practices. Nowadays we are not practicing agriculture organically, right? We are using fertilizers, so it is polluting the soil also. Weather modification program. Now these kinds of programs are being conducted by scientists on experimental basis, so that they want to know how they can make a change in the weather, but they are being done with the help of certain chemicals being sprinkled in the air, so that they can know the climate changes. Because of this, again you can take an example of the satellites which are being launched in the atmosphere, outer atmosphere. Because of this, certain fuels which are burned, they leave the pollution in the atmosphere, and they damage the atmospheric ozone layer. The next is nuclear programs, the most dangerous ones. All the countries of the world nowadays are rushing towards these kind of programs in order to prove them a superpower of the world, which is actually a very harmful thing. The effects of such changes, as we can see in the natural environment, are noticeable within a short period and may continue to affect the environment for a long time. As we all know, the global warming, because of all the above given factors, is increasing, right? But these effects can also be reversible because man is able to set up them up to a certain extent only. For example, deforestation leads to soil erosion, but at the same time it collects sediments which is fruitful for the soil. These chain effects can be effectively stopped by afforestation. That is why many times you might have seen those advertisements: grow more trees, save more waters. So moving on with the next slide, let us see some more factors causing imbalance in the environment. The indirect impacts of the man are not premeditated and planned, and these arise from those human activities which are directed to accelerate the pace of economic development. Sometimes such impacts are irreversible and hence difficult to identify and evaluate. Children, as you all can see, the global warming which is increasing day by day, it is why is it so? It is because of the human activities, the pollution, the air, the water. As you can see in this image, the chemical waste which are being thrown, the aquatic pollution which is done, it is nearly impossible for us to reverse it, right? Next, majority of such impacts include air, water and soil pollution, resulting into soil degradation. The more the soil is polluted, the more its fertility gets degraded, and hence the less crops we can grow. The release of toxic elements into the ecosystem through the air, their uses as insecticides, fertilizers, etc., alters the food chain and food web. Similarly, the release of industrial waste into stagnant water, rivers, seas contaminates the water, and several diseases of deaths of organisms, and thus disturbs the ecological balance. As you can see, children, as we had learned that the more the pollution, the more the impure things we get. Nowadays, as you might have experienced, we are not getting that kind of nutrient or quality of food which we were getting earlier. Why is it so? It is just because of our own human pollution which we are spreading. Now let us summarize these things. See, there are the first point, there are three aspects of man, that is physical man, social man and economic man. The next point, the changing relationship between the man and environment can be traced through our four historical periods. Those periods are: first one, hunting and gathering; second, animal domestication and pastoralism; third one, plant domestication and agriculture; fourth one, period of science, technology and industrialization. The next point, ecosystem. Ecosystem, it is a functional unit consisting of the living organisms in a given area and the living physical and chemical factors of their environment linked together through nutrient cycling and energy flow. And last but not least, factors causing imbalance in the environment: land use changes, constructions and excavations, agricultural practices, weather modification programs and nuclear programs. So that's it for now, children. Stay tuned for more videos. And yes, one more thing, along with this video you will be getting an assignment or the exercise of this chapter up till now of the topics which you have understood. Please try to solve it, and you will also be getting the answer sheet of those questions. So you will have to try to solve it and write down in a notebook, preferably a computer notebook to be made, and the answers will be along with these videos. So signing off from SVV. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.